What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Bob Gaming. I like your little dance there.
Yeah.
Today, not opening any packs or anything, but I recently went to my first official, Pokemon TCG tournament. So I went to our local game store, went by myself, and I decided to play in the tournament here. So I decided to show off my deck, do a little deck profile, as well as kind of talk about my experience kind of going through it. So I'll go through the deck profile first. Obviously a Vstar token for when I need that. But as you can see right here, I played Ice Rider Calyrex. So Calyrex V. So I decided to do the Ice Rider dealio. So I went 3 Ice Rider. I just enjoy Ice Rider. I had a lot of the cards already. So I figured why not? So 3 Ice Rider, 3 Ice Rider Calyrex VMax. So you got the V and the VMax. I went through a 3-3. If I'm being honest with you, I would only do 2 and 2, if I'm being honest. That's because, as you'll see later, I have other cards that could also be main attackers, and I just felt like I saw Ice Rider Calyrex too much or was not even using one, because by the time they take out 2 of them, I've already lost the game. So I'm like, what's the third one for? I mean, it gave consistency, but you'll kind of see in a second why I don't need as much consistency.
I guess it helps if 1 or 2 of those get prized, like at the beginning.
And I rarely prized it. And speaking of prizing, so then we got Arceus Vstar. Now, I know you're looking at this right now, and you're going, Matt, there's only one Arceus.
Where's the other Arceus?
And there's 2 Arceus Vstars. So Erik bought me another Arceus for my birthday, and it didn't come in time for me to play it. Apparently, I could have used a proxy, and what a proxy is you just basically take a blank card, and you say, hey, this is going to be my other Arceus V. I didn't know you could do that, so I just played with the 1. Part of the reason I went with the 3-3 run on the Calyrex. But basically, all I did was pray to Arceus that I did not prize it. And I only prized it once. But basically, I build up just the 1 and use the 1, use his ability, Starbirth, and kind of run it that way.
Arceus is appearing in a lot of, like, it's one of those cards you can use in kind of like really any deck probably, but
pretty much.
So it's not like there's like a, like, you know, because like your main, is your win condition for this the Calyrex more than
basically you're trying to get out the Calyrex, you're trying to get the Calyrex VMax and just max lands a bunch.
The Arceus just helps you get to that win condition.
Exactly.
Which is a great card, and a lot of people using it across various different decks. So.
Well, it's funny because some of the players were like, why didn't you build up a second Arceus? And I said, you want to know why? Because I didn't have one. So the next one, we got the Sobble line. So we got Sobble, Rapid Strike, and then we got Drizzile with the Shady Dealings ability. We have 1 Inteleon with Shady Dealings and 2 Inteleon with Quick Shooting. Now, the way this works is you build up your Sobbles, you evolve into Drizzile, using Shady Dealings to get any trainer card that you may need, and then kind of play off that. Obviously, Inteleon lets you get 2, but basically with the 4 here, you're always getting what you want. So the 2 Quick Shooting, once during your turn, you can put 2 damage counters on a Pokemon of your choice. I didn't use this as often as I thought I would. I would have liked to, just didn't turn out that way. I did use the Shady Dealings frequently, though, as I played. This Sobble line is incredible. Again, just like the Arceus V, a lot of decks are using this to kind of accelerate their play, and it really sucks that it's going to go out of rotation at the end of this year. And that makes me very sad. All right, so the trainers, nice and quick. We got 4 Quick Balls. I'm playing 4 Quick Ball. Playing 4 Level Ball. 4 Level Ball there. 2 Ultra Ball. So the Quick Balls here, basically discard a card, get any basic Pokemon, and you put it in your hand, which basically goes into play. Level Ball over here, you're getting a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. You're using that for your Sobbles, your Drizziles, just for that line. Get it into play. And then Ultra Ball, you discard 2 cards, and you get any Pokemon out of your deck. So that's pretty much for anything that's left remaining. Nice and quick here, we got Capacious Bucket. You get 2, I got 2 of them. You get 2 Water Energy out of your deck, which is perfect for your Calyrex. You got Evolution Incense for all your Pokemon that evolve, which is a lot of them.
You got a lot of lines in here.
2 Evolution Incense. You usually get that out with Drizzile. Past the Peak. I have 2 of them of
Oh,
those.
my least favorite. I hate air balloons.
Yeah,
sorry, I saw the air balloon and I'm just like.
It's a Pokemon with a rule box, so any V, GX, anything like that, their abilities get neutralized.
Very popular card.
Which is, so usually use your Arceus Vstar's ability, and then you neutralize it for anybody else trying to do it. Air Balloon, retreat cost -2, Choice Belt, input, does the damage input plus 30. I usually do that on my Calyrex just for a little extra damage. Escape Rope, you and your opponent both switch your Pokemon. So a nice little escape for yourself. Also get something out. You put a special energy on the bottom of one of your opponent's deck. So that's good for that. So that's Fan of Ways. You got 4 Melody in here. Super important card. Just because her ability is you attach a water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V, which is often Calyrex, and Ice Rider Calyrex should be specific. And then you draw 3 cards. So you gotta draw 3 and an energy
Super
attachment,
important card for your
which is
deck.
awesome. Boss's orders to get out Pokemon you want to take out. You got Professor's Research. You discard your hand, draw 7. Very useful. Marnie, both you and your opponent, shuffle your hand, put it on the bottom of your deck. Your opponent draws 4 cards, you draw 5. So that's some good hand disruption. Then you got energy, you got double turbo, I got 2. Basically using that for Arceus.
Yep.
So you're building up your Arceus so he can use his moves, and then I got 4 water energy. So that is the deck in a nutshell with the Calyrex and Arceus. So a little bit of my experience in the tournament, I went 1-3, which is not great.
Killed it.
Did so good. Kind of how it went down. The first person I played, I didn't get swept, except for the first person.
Yeah.
First person I got swept. They played a variant of Togekiss VMax, which I've never seen. Basically, what they would do is bring out Togekiss, they boost it up, and they have one in the background. I would do a little bit of damage, and they'd put like a big charm on it, make it super healthy, hard to take out, increases HP. Then they use Sharon's Care to scoop it up, heal it, and then have the other one, and then they build up the second one again. And it would just be
a revolving door of Togekiss.
Oh man, and they also shut down. They had a Jolteon in the deck, which shut down, and they had the special Jolteon, which if you put an element badge on it, I believe, or a memory capsule, it shuts down the abilities of water type Pokemon.
Yeah.
So my Sableye didn't work.
Yeah.
And then they also had Path of the Peak. So then my Arceus didn't work.
Yeah.
So basically, they locked me out. I got swept.
And that Sharon's Care card is only for like your normal.
It's a supporter.
Yeah, but it's only for like the normal Pokemon, right? It's like you can't use it on like a Psychic type or a Dark type.
Yeah, but it's only normal type Pokemon.
Yeah, so when you go with a normal type, well, now if you really want Sharon's Care, because Sharon's Care is like really important for that deck.
Yeah.
It's really like that. You could argue that's the most important card in the deck for that.
And the way Togekiss works, I think, is if you hit, it only hits for like 140, but then you get to pick 2 cards out of your deck.
Yeah.
So then he could pick 2 cards out of his deck, and it was just like a constant rotation. It was such a good deck. Second match, I swept, and it was an Ice Rider mirror match.
Yeah.
Except they had Suicune. They didn't have the Arceus line. They had Suicune, but everything else was pretty similar. Yeah. I swept that one. And then the other 2 I lost. I went 1-2 on both the losses, and they were Malamar Rapid Strike single prize decks.
Yeah.
And it was the most annoying thing ever because I had to knock out all 6 to get the win. But by the time they took out 2 of my Calyrex VMax, I was done.
Yeah.
And that just every time because the way that deck works is you get the attack is however you reveal a bunch of Rapid Strike cards in your hand. And it does 40 times the amount of cards you revealed. But they get like 9.
Yeah.
They get like 9. And I should have won the second one. I'm going to be honest. I should have won the second one.
Yeah.
I had a Calyrex out. He had 1 Pokemon. And if you know Pokemon TCG, if your Pokemon gets knocked out and you have no Pokemon on the bench, you lose automatically.
Auto loss.
He bricked. I had 1. It was my turn. The only thing I could do was this Pierce attack for 40. And he had a Remoraid out, and Remoraid's HP is 50.
Yeah.
And so, or 60. It's either 50 or 60. Something
like
stupid. And I lost because of that. Like I missed that chance, and then I got beat on that game.
I think those single prize card decks are tough because in today's TCG online or in your game shop tournaments, like everyone prepares for the VMax decks, the VMax decks, because that's what most people play. If you watch videos of Tricky Jim and whatnot, and like him going to tournaments and where they're playing, it's like the same 3 or 4 decks.
VMax, they're playing.
Gengar had some appearances in there.
Arceus Vstar, just a pure build.
So if you can have a deck that is consistent and it's a single prize, you can really throw a ton of people for a loop. Doesn't mean you'll win, but you'll really throw them for a loop.
Threw me for a loop 100%.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing with, like, if you are watching this and you want to get into playing in tournaments. Matt and I haven't played in a lot of tournaments, but we watch a lot of people who do play tournaments.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the most important thing is having a deck that is consistent and efficient. Because I remember my favorite deck of all time that I've played was the Mew Mewtwo Tag Team GX, which is now out of rotation, unfortunately. But that deck was so much fun, but I just wasn't consistent enough to get me winning a lot. At least
your build.
Yeah, my build. And so I think being able to play, like Matt said, having the right number of Ice Riders to where it's like fully efficient. You don't want to have too many of them because you could take 2 of them out, replace it with 2 other cards to make your deck more efficient. And that's kind of the name of the game, is efficiency, and you want your deck to perform. Even if something gets prized, like, still be able to perform and work something out, and that's kind of the thing.
And I'm still working on this, so hopefully I go to a couple more tournaments, I build this out a little bit more, I get the second Arceus, make it a little bit more consistent, as you were saying. And hopefully build some other decks. So if you liked this style video, please let us know if you want to hear more of my tournament escapades, see some decks I'm building, and tell me what decks you're building. And I would love to try them out and actually, maybe take them around for a tournament. Show me a build, and I'll take it for a spin. But I think that's it. I think it's a little short one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We're doing videos every week, and let us know also in the comments what kind of videos you would like to see. But without further ado, have a good one.
Cheerio, Bob.